it's time for another video letter. And here's Grandma with a Santa Claus hat. 'Cause I didn't tell you yet where we went for Christmas. We left Lodgy on dirt roads and we headed for the big highway that crosses across all of Bahia. We were following a route from Google Maps, but somebody needs to tell them that part in the middle doesn't work. This is what that part in the middle looks like. Oh my goodness, if you had a small car, you would turn back. But we didn't turn back. We went all the way over a couple of mountains and saw some interesting things, but it made our trip long. But I didn't tell you where we were going. We were going to see Jonas, Andressa, and Petrus. We got there at 1 a.m. on Christmas Day. When Petrus got up, he opened up his presents. I gave him this little car. He loves Volkswagens. It looks like Aunt Carrie's. Luis Eduardo is a big, big city. We got to go and see their Christmas decorations on Christmas night. Petrus was talking about going to see Papai Noel at his little house. But Papai Noel wasn't at his little house because every kid knows Santa Claus stops working after Christmas Eve and takes the year off. But we did get to see lots of beautiful decorations, and Petrus sat in Papai Noel's chair. Jonas and Andressa don't have a house in Luis Eduardo. They sleep in a camper trailer. Papa Vovo and Grandma Michelle, we had a bed in our car. On the way back, we tried to find a better route, but we still hit some dirt from time to time, and we didn't get back to Lodgy until around midnight. Midnight on the Thursday of that Christmas week. We stayed there with them for a couple of days. We had to hurry back because remember that giant thing we took to Lodgy on top of our sandrail? Well, the people were coming to put in the filter to fill that crazy little thing up with clean, fresh water for people to buy. In Lodgy, there's not a good source of fresh, clean drinking water. And a lot of the water is salty. Isn't that funny? So Papa paid for a filter to take the salt out of the water. You put your money in, you put your container under the spout, and water comes out. We're going to see how it goes. So far, we've not had a lot of customers, but we're doing a big campaign this week at the fair. We're going to give people little cups of water. Grandma Michelle wants to tell you about two animals that are very interesting I've seen this month. One is called a monkey frog. This one looks half dead. He may have been, but he did wiggle a little bit when I tried to touch him. I think he had too much rainwater. He was really beautiful with lots of colors. He may be venomous, poisonous, I'm not sure. He may have a little bit of poison in him, like those Indians in the Amazon used to make their poison darts. I didn't take this picture. This is called a furão pequeno, or a grison. I saw one of these on the side of the road. It stopped and it looked at us and then it ran away. I'd never ever seen one, and I've yet to find somebody else who has. But they do exist, 'cause I saw one and I did some research. And so, Mr. Chase, which one of those is cold-blooded and which one is warm-blooded? I think you might be studying something about that at school. You can let me know. Well, I said we had some rain way back in December, but not much. Some people tried to plant, but then everything dried up. This lady was taking snacks to her sheep and goats. because they didn't have a whole lot to eat. But this month, the skies started looking nice, and don't you know it, before long, we got a week of rain. Every day it rained, and some days a lot. And do you know what rain makes? Mud. And do you know what Papa Vovo likes? He likes to drive in the mud. Oh yeah. It's lots of adventure in the mud. But do you know what Papa doesn't like? He doesn't like to work in the rain. Oh my goodness, look at all that water in front of our little house in Laji. Grandma and Vovo, we have two guys now that are helping us. This is Carlos on the left and Pedro on the right. Both of them graduated from the Instituto Bíblico Peniel. Carlos graduated last year. He's dating Clarinha, who's a student at Peniel right now from Sobradinho. This month, both Carlos and Pedro have gone with us to lots of places. Abrils, Laje, and to lots of our kids' clubs. The boys in all the places like it when they're there because they play soccer. They don't just play soccer, they do some training, and they tell the boys about Jesus after the games. This week, lots of people will be asking about them because Grandma Michelle can't play soccer like they can. But I can tell my Bible stories and teach people crazy games. Jump rope is still very, very popular. But here's a new game called Yes, No. You have to have a line. One side is yes, one side is no. When the leader says yes, if you're not on the right side, you have to jump to the other. And sure enough, some people almost fall down trying to get it right. I think I may have mentioned this girl in another video. She's been doing Bible lessons that you do during the week and give back to me, and then I give you another one. Sophia finished her course. And this girl also in another place, her name is Emily. 2 weeks ago, we stopped in a place called Curral Velho to show this house to Carlos. Carlos and Clarinha will be living in Curral Velho close to Abrils and starting to reach people in that part of the Salitre Valley. You can pray that the man who owns the house will let us buy it for a good price. That's about all for today. Oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you about somewhere we got to go this past week. There's a little road that Grandma thinks is really cool, but I'd never gotten to go down. It goes up a mountain, and on the top of the mountain ridge, there are, well, I don't know how many. I think there's 100 of these giant windmill generators. Our part of Bahia has lots of wind generator parks. Here's one more thing before I say goodbye. Somebody asked Uncle William and Daddy Dalton and Uncle Grayson, to whom does this belong? And do they want it? I found it in my Christmas stuff, and I don't know what to do with it. Maybe one of you wants it. Let me know, and I'll bring it to America. Bye-bye. Don't forget, eu amo vocês.